Alright, this is my first video, and you'll have to excuse my appearance and everything else because I just wanted to get something done today for April, National Poetry Month, and the cruelest of months or whatever. I just wanted to do something silly to start off with, so I've done a poem that I've taken from different books, just pieced together from text that was already there. And I just moved and I'm living in a guest room and I don't have a lot of interesting books. So I'm using what's around. I've got the Bob Greene Get With the Program Daily Journal. So I think I'm really funny and you may not, but for the sake of this exercise, whatever. And the Stories of English, which I read in like second grade. It's a every decade the BBC does a series where they try to convince people, like, our way of life isn't disappearing, this is England, whatever. And I think that was the 80s, early 90s version of that. And I've got the Nordy's catalog. And anyone who lives in Anchorage and is above a certain income knows about Nordy's and how it's the only good place to shop. Blind Descent by Nevada Barr. I haven't read the whole thing, but the 2 pages that I have read, if it's half as good as it looks, it'll suck. And the I Will Lose Weight This Time journal. And this is not to like make fun of, my host. You got to. And finally, Poems for the Millennium. Because I don't have any of my own poetry books, but I've got 1,000 years worth of poems right here. And the poem I used out of this book, actually, I can find the right page because everything is marked in here now. The poem I used is by Leon Damas, and the English translation is Hiccup, the title. Actually, I think the original was Okay, for those of us who know and care about French. And he is really one of the most interesting poets that I've read in a while. And so yeah, the poem Hiccup, really like it. So I'm using pieces of it shamelessly in mine. Okay, so I guess I should read this thing now. Alright, take two. And this is called Am I Right? Am I Right? Eating should be enjoyed. It should also be conscious. Accessories are your friends forever, asterisk. My mother wanted her son to have good manners at the table. Number 1, I don't have time. Number 2, I'm too tired and I don't feel like it. Number 3, I'm not very good at exercising. Number 4, it's not convenient to get to my workout place. Number 5, I'm afraid and embarrassed. Since we've got a minute, I thought I'd check your packaging, he said. You're putting a lot of strain on this group. What do you weigh, 150, 160? Not even courtly language, it seems, is beyond the scope of criticism, so poets must take care, asterisk. And there's no such thing as too many. I love trying out new products. It's like finding a new best friend. Like a criminal to the crime, my childhood returns. Fragrance is such a personal statement. Be sure to recognize and feel good about all of your accomplishments. You don't have to do it. You don't even have to make any excuses. If it bothers you, we'll just make like static and hang up. And regional speech will not do either, even if you are upper class. The word standard had actually been in English from the 12th century when it arrived from Old French. Be quiet. Have I or have I not told you to speak French, the French of France, the French that Frenchmen speak, French? Be realistic with yourself. Are you up to being famous for a minute? Soon there was a derived sense, an exemplar of measure or weight, which was probably a figurative extension. All calories are not created equal. It's true. The more you layer, stack, and add on, the better. Did you meet your goal? Water, 8-ounce glasses, yes, no. Alcoholic beverages, yes, no. Did you meet your goal? Limit fat, yes, no. Limit bad carbohydrates. Did you meet your goal? These shades are too cool for words. And just in time for my photo op. What we do in public affects what we do in private. The king's standard being associated with authority and the issuing of commands. The more abstract notion emerged shortly after. Functional exercise sets, yes, no. When eating, try to savor each bite of food while putting your fork down between bites. Daily goals achieved. I was mom's midlife crisis. I always say, if you can see your wrists, you need more bangles. A stomach has to have good manners too. Take a before and after photo and paste them here. I gulped down 7 drinks of water several times a day, and all in vain. And the application of the word to money, a legal rate for the intrinsic value of coins, appeared at about the same time. Lately, I'm obsessed with big colorful scarves. My folks are probably glued to the television sweating bullets. The bigger they are, the more ways I can wear them. If I don't call for 3 days, they think I've been carried off by white slavers. They shine with personality, and their neutral tones go with just about everything. I can imagine what they're going through with this mess. Talk about calamity. Talk about disasters. I'll tell you. They're real lifesavers when you're between hairstyles. My mother wanted her son to be a mama's boy. Keep your hands on the table. We don't cut bread, we break it. Do you eat when you are not hungry because you think you should? Good. I'm tired of being a good sport, a real trooper. This sucks. I hate it. I hate everybody and everything because when I feel good, I look good. I want a perfect application. Gorgeous colors, new textures, and a whole set I can take with me anywhere. Corrector, as we have seen, turns up in the context of printing. Did you meet your goal? Normal is used with reference to language as early as 1350. Caring about yourself and doing good things for yourself is not only your right, it's your responsibility. We inevitably end up doing what other people do. Even if we do not realize we are doing it, it's worn but never seen, and yet it leaves such a lasting impression. Following the usage of great writers of the past will not do. As alone as we'll ever be down here, she said sourly. Don't worry, Holden said. It won't just be you. Lean on me, Anna offered lamely, at a loss to how to comfort her. It can't be done, Frida said. Now I can be cheerful and grateful and optimistic for the next hour or so.